Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be giving you a little insight on my bracketology. I'm going to call this video Jackal's Bracketology. Okay, to start off, we're going to start off in Louisville's bracket, their area. Well, obviously I have Louisville over Alabama State, or Moorhead, I don't remember who won. I think it was Alabama State. And then I have Siena beating Ohio State. I've been hearing a couple things about Siena, and that's why I just think they're gonna pull the slight upset. So I put them over Ohio State. I got Utah over Arizona, because I don't even know how Arizona got into the tournament instead of Auburn or some of those other schools. Davidson, I want to see Davidson in the tournament a lot, but they didn't get in. Wake Forest over Cleveland State, I think that should be an easy game for them. West Virginia, I have taken out Dayton. Kansas, I got beating North Dakota State. I have USC, a little bit of an upset. I have USC beating Boston College in the first round. Now, I know Boston College has pulled off some good upsets. They beat North Carolina, and I think they beat a couple other ranked teams. I think they might have beat Duke, but we just blocked that out as Duke fans. So, but I think USC is going to pull this one up because they're losing by as much as 15 in their championship, their division championship game, and they came back and actually won. So I think they're going to be able to pull it off. Then I have Michigan State over Robert Morris. I got UConn. Oh, in the UConn bracket, I got UConn taking out Chattanooga. Then I got BYU beating Texas A&M. I think Purdue's going to beat Northern Iowa. I don't think that's going to be the 5-12 either. I'm taking Mississippi State over Washington. That is a 4-13 upset. Mississippi State beat Tennessee, I believe, in their championship game in their division, and I really just think Mississippi State's a pretty talented mid-major team, and I just think they're going to be able to take out Washington because I didn't hear too much about Washington this year. I think a year or two ago I did hear a lot, but not really this year. Then I got Marquette beating Utah State, Missouri beating Cornell, Maryland beating California. Because Maryland, ACC, they put up a tough game versus Duke. They put up some tough games versus a lot of other teams. I think they might have beat North Carolina this year. I can't remember. But so I think they're gonna beat California. We got Memphis over Cal State Northridge, and then in Pittsburgh's bracket, I got Pitt beating East Tennessee State, Tennessee beating Oklahoma State, Florida State beating Wisconsin. That's not going to be the upset either. Then I got a big upset here. A few of you might have this too. I have Portland State beating Xavier. Dickie V and stuff was talking about Portland State, and I think they're actually going to pull this upset off. So I'm taking Portland State. Then I got VCU, another upset over UCLA. I hear they have the third best point guard in the country, so he's really undiscovered, I guess. So I think I'm going to take VCU over UCLA. Villanova, I'm taking over American. Texas over Minnesota. Duke over Binghamton. I've been hearing a lot about them though. And then in UNC's bracket, I'm taking NC, obviously, North Carolina. I'm taking Butler over LSU, because, yeah. And I'm taking Western Kentucky. That's my 5-12 upset. I'm saying Western Kentucky is going to beat Illinois. I think they were an upset last year, too. I think they won their first round game last year, so I think they're going to be able to pull it off and beat Illinois. Despite Gonzaga losing in the first round for the past 2 years, I'm going to take Gonzaga over Akron. I'm taking Arizona State over Temple. Arizona State's a pretty talented team. They're always usually ranked in the 20s, and I think they're going to be able to take out Temple. Syracuse is one of my favorite teams in the tournament this year. I'm taking them over Stephen Austin. I'm taking Clemson over Michigan, and then finally Oklahoma over Morgan State. Alright, so now we are at the round of 32, so this video should be getting really quick. In the round of 32, I have Louisville versus Siena. I'm taking Louisville over that. Utah State versus Wake. I'm taking Wake Forest. West Virginia versus Kansas. I'm taking Kansas. USC versus Michigan State. I'm taking Michigan State. I don't think USC can do that one. UConn versus BYU. I'm taking UConn. Purdue versus Mississippi State. I'm taking Mississippi State over Purdue. That's one of my biggest upsets in the tourney. So I'm taking Mississippi State. Then Marquette versus Missouri. I'm taking Missouri because Marquette's really slowed down in the past couple weeks or the past month. They're not as talented, it seems to me. Maryland versus Memphis. I'm taking Memphis. And then in Pittsburgh's bracket, I am taking Pitt versus Tennessee. I'm taking Pitt. Florida State versus Portland State. I'm taking Florida State over them. VCU versus Villanova. I'm going to take Villanova. Texas versus Duke. I'm taking my Duke boys. Duke boys. We got to make it to the Sweet 16 this year. We've been sucking the past couple years in the tourney. Then North Carolina's bracket. I'm taking NC versus Butler. I'm taking UNC. Western Kentucky versus Gonzaga. I'm going to take Gonzaga on this one. Arizona State versus Syracuse. I'm taking Syracuse. And then Clemson versus Oklahoma. Here's another little upset. I'm taking Clemson over Oklahoma. Oklahoma lost to Oklahoma State, and that was a big upset recently. And Clemson, I think they beat Duke by 30 points, and it was the biggest loss Duke has ever had in 15 years. So I'm going to take Clemson on this one. Alright, I'm now in Sweet 16, and there's a spider. There's not a spider anymore. Alright, we are now in the Sweet 16. In Louisville's bracket, Louisville versus Wake, I'm taking Louisville. Kansas versus Michigan, I'm taking Michigan State. And then in the lower bracket, UConn versus Mississippi State, I'm taking UConn. And then Missouri versus Memphis. I'm taking Memphis. In Pittsburgh's region, Pittsburgh versus Florida State. I'm taking Pittsburgh. I originally had Florida State upsetting Pittsburgh just because like they've been known to upset teams, but I just don't think they're gonna get it done on this one. Villanova versus Duke. I'm taking my Duke boys. I'm taking my Duke over Villanova. I'm surprised they got such a high seed. I don't even think I've seen one game from. I saw one game from Villanova like all year. Then in the lower bracket, I got NC versus Gonzaga. I'm taking North Carolina. I got Syracuse versus Clemson, and I'm taking Syracuse on this one. And now I'm in the Elite Eight. I am in Louisville's bracket. It is Louisville versus Michigan State. I'm taking Louisville to go to the Final Four. Then I got UConn versus Memphis. I'm taking UConn. And then in Pittsburgh's bracket, I have Pitt versus Duke. And I'm taking my Duke boys to the Final Four. Final Four, yeah. Raise the roof, raise the roof, raise the roof. I'm taking them to the Final Four. And then North Carolina versus Syracuse. And here's where Power 12 is going to get upset. I am taking Syracuse over UNC. UNC is going down. UNC cannot play Duke in the Final Four. Those tickets would literally cost like $2,000 if Duke played NC in the Final Four. Syracuse, they almost played a whole another game of overtimes in their tournament. So I honestly think Syracuse is going to get it done. They're going to take out UNC. Ty Lawson, he's like, my tail hurts. So they just ain't getting it done, and I think, what you looking at? I think Syracuse is just going to get NC down and out. Final Four, my Final Four picks are Louisville, UConn, Duke, and Syracuse. Louisville versus UConn, I'm taking Louisville on this one. I'm a little bit of a fan of Louisville. I'm not too much or nothing. I bought a t-shirt of theirs like 3 or 4 years back, and I like their coach a lot. And then Duke versus Syracuse. I'm taking Duke over Syracuse. Oh, shocker. But I think Syracuse will just be too tired out to take out my Duke boys in this round. So my championship game is Louisville versus Duke, and this might come to a surprise to you. No, for real, I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm saying that Louisville's going to win it all and take out Duke. Yep. I just don't know. Duke isn't that great. I mean, they're starting a freshman. They're starting a freshman now, and he's actually doing really well. I'd like to see Greg Paulson more, because Greg Paulson was like my favorite player ever since J.J. Redick left. But I don't know. I don't think Duke can win it all this year. So I'm taking them out in the championship. I'm still rooting for them. I'm just saying what's happening on my bracket. I really hope they win. But here's my bracket one more time. You can pause it, look at it if you want. I don't care. There's my bracket, and this is my video for today. I'm glad to have my laptop back, got everything back. Real quick update, I already got my Motley Crue review video done. I just wanted to put this video on first because the tournament starts tomorrow. So I'm going to put the Motley Crue review on Saturday of this week, either Saturday or Sunday, not exactly sure. So you'll have that video this weekend. Nice to talk to you guys again. Leave comments below on what you think is going to happen in the tournament, and rate and subscribe. Alright, see you guys. This has been X44 Jackal, 40 Fresh Productions. I'm